Well, throughout the day, CBS 12 News has been reporting on the guardianship abuse here in Florida. It's a subject our I-team has been covering for months now, bringing you stories about seniors losing their life savings, disabled adults losing their rights, guardians caught stealing from those who were sworn to protect them.
And now, thanks to the hard work of advocates, victims, and some of our reporting, state lawmakers are paying attention. I-team investigator Danielle DeRoss joins us now with new legislation aimed at reforming Florida's broken guardianship system. Danielle?
Yeah, Jim and Liz, with every story that we've done, we keep hearing something needs to change, and that is obvious. Well, finally, state lawmakers are considering reforms that would increase transparency and reduce the number of people placed under guardianships.
I'm always angry.
Angry at who?
At the system.
Cracks in the system that's not being fixed.
You know, I'm upset with the court system for handing dad over to a guy that was a crook.
Some had money and property stolen. Others lost control of their lives without recourse or explanation. All of these victims are now demanding state officials fix Florida's guardianship program.
My name is Ken Burke, and I am chair of the Guardianship Improvement Task Force.
Last year, Florida formed a task force to study guardianships and make recommendations to the legislature. In their final report, task force members cited CBS 12 News coverage and the examples of abuse and fraud we exposed. Their top priority for reform, an issue we highlighted last fall, a lack of data and transparency in the system.
It's 2021. In today's day and age, I should be able to push a button and tell you exactly how many open, ongoing cases there are.
Without a centralized statewide database to track guardianship cases, we don't know how many guardians or wards there are in the state, how many wards are being handled by which guardians, and how much money and resources individual guardians control. State Representative Linda Cheney from St. Petersburg wants to change that.
It's past time that we get this statewide database. And I think this is one of those things that sounds so obvious that people think, how could this be?
She filed a bill to create such a database, so it's easy to see when a guardian is amassing a large number of wards, managing millions in assets, or facing complaints and discipline for abusing their authority.
They can go from county to county to county to county, and sometimes they can have some kind of charges against them, and that judge will not know.
The database bill received bipartisan support and a unanimous vote in its first committee hearing last month.
15 yeas and 0 nays, Mr. Chairman.
So did another guardianship bill aimed at reducing the number of disabled people in the system.
This is an alternative to guardianship.
This legislation would require judges to consider what's called supported decision-making for a disabled adult before simply turning their affairs over to a guardian. Representative Allison Tant sponsored this bill with her son in mind. He has a developmental disability, and she wants to make sure he has good options.
Every human being wants the right to pursue happiness and live their life. And that's what we want for people with disabilities too.
People know me everywhere in Port St. Lucie.
Last year, the I-team profiled Michael Mcrae, a Treasure Coast man who became the first person in Florida to end his guardianship through supported decision-making. Instead of a guardian controlling every aspect of his day-to-day life, he has a team who helps him make important decisions and leave the rest to him.
And I was so impressed with him.
Committee members discussed Michael's story before voting unanimously to advance that bill in the legislature as well.
This is such an issue where people can come together, do the right thing, and help their constituents out in a meaningful way.
Florida Congressman Charlie Crist is working on guardianship and conservatorship reform at the federal level. He has introduced and co-sponsored 4 bills, one requiring states to produce guardianship data, another to make it easier to petition the court to end a guardianship, and a third clarifies that guardians can be criminally prosecuted for abuse and fraud. While these bills have yet to become law, he says it's encouraging to see a long list of co-sponsors from both sides of the aisle.
In these times, politically, we're so divided and so divisive. To be able to cut through the chatter and the noise and the junk that's going on in politics today and be able to work on something together in a bipartisan way that's just good for people and helps them out, and in some situations saves them from a very abusive and difficult situation. It's a real pleasure to be able to do so.
As for that state legislation, those two bills that we mentioned are still waiting on a date for further hearings. We're going to stay on top of that process and let you know what, if anything, actually gets done this session.
Danielle, why haven't bills like the ones introduced by Charlie Crist gone anywhere yet?
Well, advocates and lawmakers working on these issues will be the first ones to admit that guardianship is not the flashiest topic. And let's face it, it is difficult to compete for attention when you have a lot of serious issues like the pandemic or public safety that are in front of lawmakers right now. But at both the state and the federal level, we are seeing growing recognition that guardianship needs reform. And these advocates tell me that they're going to keep pushing until they see results.
Great work, Danielle. Thank you. Right now on CBS12.com, on our Facebook and Twitter accounts, we've posted this iTeam story and all of our coverage on this issue. And we're launching a hashtag campaign today to raise awareness. We need your help spreading the word. The guardianship system needs to be changed. Please share our stories. Tweet the links to lawmakers. Use the hashtag #EndGuardianAbuse. And the CBS 12 News iTeam will continue bringing you these stories, giving a voice to the voiceless. There's the hashtag on your screen, #EndGuardianAbuse.